I got everything dug out I'm gonna need. That means I just need to run back and forth about 100 more times. Okay, so the plan for today. Yesterday I've got, this is the return line with the exit cap for the outside loop, and we're glued and everything up to here. Yeah, so these are all assembled and ready to go. Alright. Everything is exactly in the way. Primers first. Try to set this up so I can use it without knocking it over all the time is the trick. I moved that hole, now it's not in the right spot again. How is that even possible? So it's got to go down. Okay, that'll work, right? Not sure how well that's just going to show up. 1040. Yesterday I had this one finished up to the end of the T. So now I've got the rest of these done. Went pretty well. I managed to use the same measurements on all three of these, so that means we're pretty consistent there. I ended up moving this hole because I blew that one of the lengths here, but the other ones I got right in. Yeah, right? Those are the ones that it's like you're not scared, but you're like, frick, all of my stuff is going to go flying. You know, you're like, ah. So I ran out of 1-inch elbows. So I was going to make this type of an assembly, duplicate it to go into the coil off of the other pipe. So these, that worked out really good. I finally got a measurement that I could duplicate, which I completely forgot now. I don't remember. Maybe 3 inches? So I think if I took a 3-inch piece of pipe and put it between the T's, that worked. I wrote it down. I did write it down. Okay, so I'll check it later. Anyway, so all I gotta do is drop the same as this, 1-inch pipe in, elbow, elbow, and make the connection. And I'm gonna put a valve in because I want to be able to turn off pressure and return per coil. It's a little bit of a waste of valves, but if I get a leak, or if I just decide, you know what, I only need 1 coil instead of 4, I can shut the other ones off and it'll still work. 20 more elbows, a couple other odds and ends. Some of the stuff that I needed wasn't available. I bought some more of these because I think I used all the ones I've got, so I'll have some for spares. That's the cap that they had in stock. Might work, it's just a different shape. Only had 1 of these in stock. I wanted 10. So step 1 is drag everything out so I can get to it, so I'll do that in a minute. But I got a pretty good pile of parts here, so these guys are looking awesome. The return is done. I think the return is all the way done. Let's see. So that one, 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's glued and valved on the end. There. Yeah, return is all the way back to the tank. So that return is completely finished. Good. Next, then, pressure is done to here, but I haven't got it hooked up to the coils. That's what I needed the elbows for. Okay. Making up segments here. I moved the location of the valve because I'm not going to have room to put it on this direction. So I'm going to set this in here like that, and then I'm duplicating 4 of these up to this point, and then I'll measure how much I need to get this section. All right. So from the pipe up is all going to be the same, and then I'll just adjust the length. And I think it's just going to be this direction here that's adjusted, and so the next one will be pretty close to that one actually. I have to watch out for that. Anyway, but for this kind of thing, if you can duplicate each step, you know, as much as you can on the bench, because that's just easier. Otherwise, be over there sitting in the dirt, cutting and grinding and filing, and, you know, that's, you know, do it up here where it's easy, and then get the assembly over there, drop it in place. So that'll be how it goes. Let's say 1050 almost. It's actually, I think, the second, so don't look at that. Yeah. I guess this is a good reminder for myself that this just takes longer than I think it should. All right, so just deal with that, you know. Also, the breeze is finally kicking up. Actually feels good now because it's getting hot. So the collector is finished up to here. All right, so all of these are done. The biggest mistake that I know I've made so far, and I could have fixed this if I would have been watching for it. If I had made this piece shorter, this would have tucked over just a little bit, and then this would have cleared, so I had to do this one at an angle. All right, not a big deal. I was able to figure it out quick enough to adjust for it. But anyway, so caps on the end, valves. Each coil has an input and an out, or an in and an out valve. A couple things to watch for. The MEK in the purple primer eats through styrofoam.
and I've got a couple spots where it's burned in pretty good. It's just, you know, a solvent will do that. It's just something to be aware of. So,
made some changes here. I should have got it before and after, but this was an elbow at the bottom, so I chopped it off, put a valve there to separate this end from the freshwater end. Okay. Then I got a valve up here again, which is where it was before. So what I'm thinking, let's just throw a dust devil in the background. Nice. Okay, so to fill the hot tub, open that valve, pump water from that end. It'll just come shooting straight through here. Right now, the trailer or the bus is shut off and this tank is shut off. So any water in the manifold will just come straight in. Okay. Then, from here, with that valve open, it'll come in. This is pressure feed. It'll either A, push its way through the pump backwards to the tank, which is still easier because it doesn't have to go as high, or it'll follow the flow in the direction that normally pressure would flow, so it'll go through all of the loops, come back to return anyway. So I'm thinking probably water will flow out of both pipes when I'm pumping from this end. All right. I think I just had two twisters run into each other here. Because I looked up a second ago, and there was a couple up there, a couple 100 yards. And all of a sudden, it just like whoosh. So, hey. I just walked over to grab some more parts, and I hear the roar. I'm like, okay, let's go take a look, you know. And I look over and it's just right in the middle, and I could see two different twisters. Ah, hell. Hopefully I put caps on these cements. Never a dull moment here, right? Wow. That didn't have very much water in it, but it knocked it over and rolled it over. Yeah, it didn't have very much water, but still is enough. Yeah, it's been my experience out here. Every time I think I want to build something, I do a long pause, usually for a few days, and think, can I build something that will stand up to the wind? I think I am ready for water. Okay, pump is connected. I used a short piece of flex hose here just to give it some movement, because if I glued everything together, that would be a giant pain in the butt to change if I ever wanted to pull that pump out. So it's threaded from here to here, hose clamped, flex hose clamp, threaded. So I've got a bunch of adapters there. That's a little more complicated than the other rig, but I really thought that the hose clamps and the flex hose was a good idea. It's actually, the pump is just slightly hanging, right? That keeps it up off the bottom was the idea. Okay, the pump will come out, hits this T. The T is going to be what goes to the house for HVAC. I put a valve on the bottom there, so that'll stop that flow. Otherwise it goes down. I'm just kind of looking as I walk. Pressure then goes this way, and T's comes to the T closed and closed, so it'll stop there, just like that plumbing game. Okay, and then we go through the loop, hose clamp, open, watching the valves, make sure they're open. Okay, we should be 4 for 4, which means when I put power on, we should be ready to go. Okay, GoPro running, switch on. walk around and make sure I don't have any massive leaks here. At this point, I'm worried about massive leaks. Drips, I'm not just going to sweat yet. I just want to make sure I'm not pumping water out. Leak there. It's running over here already. Yeah, that one's dripping. That's the only one I see so far. Whoa! Okay, not a bad first start though. Let me take that apart and glue it and put it back together again. You know, the nice thing about a project like this, worst case is you cause the desert to bloom. It's not a big deal, unless I electrocute myself. That could be a problem. But otherwise, it's not a big deal. I really try not to waste water, but the weight of the pump pulled that piece apart because it wasn't glued. Alright, I can deal with that. That's easy fix. Okay, there's the design flaw. I think the water falling down right on top of the pump is causing the pump to cavitate, which is kind of weird, but it's gonna take it a while to warm up. Yeah, as soon as I put my hand down there and push the water away, the flow sounded better. I got an idea I'm gonna try. I'm gonna close off all of the valves but one and kind of purge them all, because if they're full of air, it might take a while to get the water really dry. So, a resounding success, right? Still not finished, but heck of a lot closer. Now I got water running at least. So the little 1-inch pipe with the valve, that's going to send hot water to the house for HVAC, not for showers. Okay? And there will be another 1-inch that returns. I can stop like that for now because I don't have anywhere to send it to, so I might as well just stop there. And it's got the valve on it, so I just got to push a pipe into it, glue it, and we're good to go. I tested this with the pump running. Water flows out vigorously, which is great. And I think it probably pulls priority from the coils because it's lower. Okay. So if I needed a source of hot water, that would be it. It would be coming right off of out of the tank. Alright, it's about 1:30 on the 4th of May. This is the first full day of running this. It's getting warmer. It's not hot yet or anything, but it's definitely getting warmer. Yeah, it's not hot yet, but it's actually getting pretty comfortable. I could shower from that, no problem. Newly added 2 little pipes and 2 little valves. This came out pretty tight. This is the tee off the pressure from the pump. This is going to go for the HVAC. And I wanted them close together, so I'm like, hey, look at that. There is just enough room to get it squeezed in here. So this one is the return. It goes down, exits about somewhere between 4 and 6 inches from the bottom or something. About once an hour I'm running this for now. It's I wait till I feel the pipe and it feels hot, and I'm not really watching the time on it, but it's about half an hour to an hour. I could probably run it more often. Pipe insulation, it's got adhesive built in. You just pull the yellow off and then it's sticky. Easy to cut. This is just black foam. Pressure. think 1 inch would fit. God damn it. Yeah, that's not even close.
Pretty sure this said 1 inch. I'm gonna go find one.
I would have preferred to have it just a little bit loose. It might work. I've got some electrical tape I can wrap it with too. Yeah, I figured that was going to happen. Okay, it's currently about 5 p.m. on the 4th of May, and it's about right at 100 degrees inside here. Okay, just for sake of getting caught up, let me see if I can get this in order. So, I've got the heat exchanger coil sitting in here, and it's floating because it's currently full of air. Okay, so I wanted to get a shot of that. Now, water temperature in here shows 96 degrees. That's pretty good. Okay, I've been running the coil off and on today.